Welcome to another Cyberside Chat. My name's Jeremy, and today we're going to be talking about ISACA's brand new certification course, Advanced in AI Security Management, or AAISM. Joining me today to talk about this is Louis Cremen, Lumify's lead cyber instructor. Hey Louis, thanks for coming today.
Good to be here, Jeremy.
Now, before we get into the course, I do just want to touch on the fact that you are actually one of the first instructors in the region to be certified to deliver this. And I think, you ran one of the first courses in APAC. That's pretty cool.
I liked it. It was a bit of effort to get there, but it was good to have the first course there. And a lot of people who were there were also very excited because they have a lot of different challenges they're trying to solve, and ISACA have got a good framework and a good course in order to help these professionals sort of navigate the challenges of AI in their organization.
Yeah, and I mean, we talk about AI at the moment. AI is in the news every day. Organizations are bringing it in. And so this course, is obviously going to pique people's interest. Tell me a bit about who should actually be considering the AAISM. Is it our security leaders? Is it more of the GRC professionals? Is it technical teams? Give me a little bit of insight into that.
Yeah, so we've actually had a few different types of people come into this course, and for good reason, because it does go through a bunch of different topics in the area of AI security. So it does look at sort of AI governance, it looks at AI risk management, looks at AI technology, and obviously some elements around sort of security, both from a controls perspective, but also from like an attacks and failure perspective. And I really do get a mix of a lot of people. Now, because this is meant to be a security management class, the predominant focus is security managers, right? It's if you've got a CISM or a CISSP, this is a really good course to extend onto in order to sort of get an AI perspective. But I've had a whole bunch of other people. I've had data governance people coming in because there is a huge importance for an organization to understand their data, understand the value of their data in order to actually be able to manage AI, which is probably going to be using that data and making sure that it's not being exfiltrated improperly or it's being used appropriately, depending on sort of what the actual use case is. But I do get technical people who want to get a better understanding of, well, I know how to do this thing, but this AI thing is new and I really need to understand it to understand the risks associated with it. And I do get governance people. I get people who, well, we need to put in place the right policies, we need to put in place the right structures, the right committees, the right rules, the right roles in order to ensure that we are adequately managing some of the different challenges, and I'm going to call them inherent risks that AI brings. Because there's a lot of really good things that AI can bring, but that does come with some potential challenges, both from a external attack perspective, but also just from failures of the AI system or different ways it goes wrong. So yeah, there's a lot of different people that sit this, and I've had lots of different people come through.
And so what are some of those, AI related risks or failures that the course actually covers
Yeah.
off?
Yeah, so we do go through a lot of different types of concepts and attacks there. So we do look at some of the things that attackers can do, both stuff that's right now, and obviously there'll be newer things coming out. So obviously prompt injection is obviously a big one that we sort of look at. There's a number of other attacks like unbounded consumption, a few other ones that we sort of see from the OWASP top 10, but also some other types of attacks that we see. But there are also other things like model failures, like model drift, dealing with bias. And some of those things is not, you can't just put like a WAF in front of it. It's something that really has to be dealt with from the beginning, from a governance perspective, making sure the right controls are in place throughout the life cycle in order to help mitigate some of the different problems and challenges with some of these different AI or machine learning models that they can bring into an organization.
And I guess from that governance piece, that helps bring in that more structured approach rather than just going in ad hoc, guns blazing, hoping for the best.
You absolutely need a structured approach. Like, if we approach this in the same way we approached security 10, 15 years ago of one person IT going, hey, everyone, we need to care more about security, it doesn't work. Like, it didn't work 15 years ago. We learned that baking in as part of the governance of organization, having from a top-down perspective, having the right steering committee, having the right leadership, care about elements of AI and security, that is what gets things done in an organization. And ISACA's got quite a good course and framework to help organizations to navigate this.
Yeah, and I think going back to your point about, 15 years ago, we were trying to get everybody to pay attention. It does feel like that people are paying more attention now with AI, and it's really good to see ISACA bring, this certification or this training to the market. at the time of recording this as well, there are a couple more. There's the Advanced in AI Audit, or the AAIA, which has just come to market, and they've recently, just a couple of weeks ago, announced the AAIR, which is the Advanced in AI Risk, really sort of tying, I think, those three areas around that governance, risk, and audit perspective within an organization together. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? I know you are preparing, I believe, for the AAIR again, while we're recording this.
I am. Essentially, ISACA's got a lot of really good certifications, but for this one, as you just mentioned, you sort of got security management, risk management, and audit, and then they've got their base certifications of CISM, C-Risk for risk management, and CISSP for audit. These new certifications have sort of got like an AI extension to each of those courses. So this 2-day course from ISACA, feels like CISM, but from an AI perspective. And now there's
Right.
a lot of elements related with AI. Same with the audit course, right? It's, you have CISA, but then you have an AI perspective and how to look to audit AI systems. For AAIR, is basically going to be an extension to C-Risk, where there's a lot of risk management related topics in C-Risk, but then you need to be able to handle and manage AI related risks, and that course is going to be going through some of the topics related to that as well. So it's one of the things that ISACA has done a really good job putting together, sort of governance, risk, compliance across a lot of the different certifications, and then adding that sort of AI element across those different courses. Again, you'll have students who have done all three of those ISACA ones, maybe some more, CISSP and CGIT and other ones. But of course, and you'll have some people going for the AI versions of those as well.
Yep. Now you mentioned CISM, the AAISM being an AI, like an extension of CISM, but AI. I know discussions with certainly people that I've been talking with around certifying for AAISM, there is a requirement to hold a current CISSP or CISM, and some people are saying, "Oh, am I not allowed to sit the course then?" That is when you are actually going to only sit the exam. Have you had people, in the classes so far who are doing it just from the knowledge perspective?
Oh, absolutely. Like, there will be some people who are definitely there for the exam. They want to sort of understand what is the different tips and tricks to try to pass the exam. What's the knowledge they need? Where are their gaps? And a lot of the gaps are around the AI technology so far. It's because a lot of my security professionals don't necessarily have that sort of developer or AI background. And so they come to the course in order to sort of understand some of the foundations they need. But there'll be plenty of people come to this course that are like, no, I just need to manage security, or I'm part of the data governance group. I report to a chief AI officer or a chief data officer, and they're not interested in sitting the exam, but they're absolutely interested in the material that's part of the course and the sort of the ISACA way of managing AI risks at an organization.
Right. All right. Louis, that's all we've got time for today. Really appreciate your insight into the AAISM. Definitely excited to talk to you about the AAIR. Once you've completed that and have run a couple of events well, and also the AAIA. Thanks again for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
See you later.